Okay, so problem number one, I'm just going to call it monkey. Okay? The monkey at this zoo weighed 20 pounds. The monkey became sick and lost 18 ounces. What was the monkey's new weight? Hey kids, here's the big thing we need to know. Okay? Can we subtract 18 from 20?
Yes.
We can?
No.
Can you subtract? Can you subtract 18 ounces from 20 pounds?
No.
No. What? Shh. Say again. Say again. Oh. Say again. We need to either do one of two things. We either need to make the conversion of ounces to pounds, or convert our 20 pounds to a bunch of ounces. Does that make sense to everybody? Just to be able to do any adding or subtracting, we need to have a common data. Okay? So that's why I put on there, please show your work and include equivalent ratios. That's the part where we have to make the ratios. So I'm going to start off, and I'm going to convert that 18 ounces to pounds. And I'll show you that I really don't need a calculator to do it. Partly because I have mad math skills. You're not supposed to laugh at that. All right, here we go. Thank you. Here we go. I think it's going to work this time. Here we go. So I want to create my ratios, and my ratio is going to be ounces to pounds. And I'm using the abbreviation for both. Okay? And so I have 16 to 1. Is that right? Now I have a grand total of what? 18 ounces? Okay? And I don't know how many pounds that is. So if I do my magic number theory, I figure out whatever I do to the top, I have to do to the bottom down here. I know that 16 times this number is 18. 18 divided by that number is 16. So to find that magical number, I just do 18 divided by 16. And kids, guess what? They're both even, so I'm going to just simplify, right? And I'm going to make it 9/8. And some of you are saying, well, Mr. Martin, I know that that's 1 and 1/8. Anybody have any questions on that? Now, fractions aren't easy to put in a calculator, right? Right?
Right.
So I need to convert 1/8 into a decimal. And I can do that, kids. I don't need a calculator. Watch. 1/4 is 0.25. Is that right?
Yes.
Everybody agree?
Yes.
Well, 1/4 is half of an eighth. Right?
Yes.
In fact, 1/8 plus 1/8 is 2/8, or 1/4. So 1/8 is half of 0.25. So guess what that's going to be? 0.1. Right? Isn't 12 and a half? 12 and a half plus 12 and a half, 25? There's my 12 and a half. So now I know that my magic number is, and I'm going to erase this because my circle's not big enough, it's 1.125. And I get the same thing on the bottom, 1.125. And guess what? 1 times that, it is 1.125. So we know that 18 ounces is 1 and 125 thousandths a pound. So now I can do my subtraction, right? I can go back and I can say 20 subtract 1.125. And I can do all my borrowing here and say here I now have 19, and this is, I gotta put in my decimal point here, this 0 becomes a 10, but I need to borrow one of those 10s to make it 9. This 10 right here needs to be borrowed, so I'm gonna make that 9, and that makes this 10,
No.
5,
What?
7, 8, 1. Now, I'm gonna show you other ways as well. This is one of the acceptable answers for today, and that would be 18 and 875 thousandths of a pound, LBS. Whoa. Now our other way, and we'll do this at the end, and that's to figure out how many total ounces that this monkey weighs now. But there's an easier way. Instead of converting, if some of you remember our mixed numbers, and when we subtracted mixed numbers, we had to borrow. We just borrowed 1. Well, in this case, I'm going to borrow 2. I'm going to say I know that 20 is the same thing as 18 pounds, and how many total ounces? 18 pounds and 32. Did everybody hear 32 ounces? Can you explain why it's 32 ounces? Go ahead. Does that make sense? 18 plus 2 is 20, right? So I just converted this little piece right here to ounces, and I needed to do that so that I could subtract my 18 ounces from right here. Can I subtract 18 from 32?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm going to get, and this would actually be probably, this is what we're going to see on a scale. It would say 18 pounds and a grand total of, would be 14 ounces. 14 ounces. Okay? Now, that's not the only answer that we'll accept, because some of you might have said, well, you learned, I just found ounces. You weren't specific on what the weight was. Fine. We'll find ounces. Okay? So I need to take my 18 pounds and multiply it by 16. Somebody explain to me, why would I do 18 times 16? What is that going to give me, 18 times 16? Say it again. You're right on. Yeah, there's 16 ounces for every 1 pound. Guess what? We have 18 of them. Okay? Now, when we do that, I believe we get an answer. Can someone double check? I believe we get 288. Okay? That's just for the 18 pounds. Now we need to add the 14 ounces to it. Okay? So now we need to add 14, and we get a grand total of 302 ounces. So I feel like I'm allowing everything here today. 302 ounces worth. 18.875 pounds worth. And 18 pounds, 14 ounces worth. Yes, sir. No, I'll give them the point for today, but just keep in mind that I think everyone in here knows right now that that wouldn't be a 5. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
A 5 means we understand how the ratios work, and we understand, I hope, 2 methods on how to solve. Okay? I just showed one up here, but we could have easily taken 1 times 18 and divided by, oh, that's right. We did 18 divided by 16. So we actually did both methods. See this times this must be equal to this times this. So to find this missing number, 1 times 18 divided by 16. We actually did it.